What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome to another session of some live coaching. It's a blessing to be here with you today. Looking forward to this session. And I know yesterday I started, and there was some time constraints because I had an appointment right after, and I wanted to fit in some live speaking and questions and stuff like that. But today I have a little bit more time, so I'm looking forward to not feeling under pressure and being able to just spend time with you guys and answer some of your questions, be of inspiration, be the light, not the darkness, in hopefully somebody's life today. This is what I do. This is what I love to do. And yeah, I've had these experiences recently where when I don't spend, when I spend too much time away from, you know, my purpose and what I love to do, I also feel a little bit disconnected too. And I'm just like, no, I have to get back there. I know when I'm not Luke, when I'm not living and breathing like what I embody and Lukemindpower, I really feel not at peace. I don't feel good. And I'm just like, no, I love this. And it's like a testament to my journey from growing up and feeling insecure and low on self-confidence and self-esteem and being rejected so many times that it took me a long time to find this purpose, to step into more authenticity and confidence and living my dream and doing what I love and helping people. And when I step away from it, or when I can't do it, I don't feel right, So, as you can notice, if you're tuning in again, if you tuned in yesterday, if you watch the replay on my YouTube channel, you see that, I'm serious about this shit, man. I'm staying consistent. Repetition is the mother of skill. The more you do something, the better you get at it. But how much do you want change? How hungry are you? How much desire do you have for transforming your life and becoming that better version of yourself? And, you know, your action, your decisions, your choices uh, reflect your life. So I hope that you get a lot of value out of this session, and I look forward to answering your questions. Before I begin, we are live on YouTube and on TikTok and Instagram at the same time. So let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I really look forward to, seeing all the names from all the countries. I think it's freaking amazing. Again, I always come back to gratitude and appreciation because technology is amazing. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to be connected with you all. So yeah, let me know where you guys are tuning in from so I can read out the the locations. It's so cool, like for real. Chicago. I lived in Chicago. I love it. I can't wait to go back there. So, Western Australia, Istanbul, really from Turkey, far out. That's extraordinary. It's amazing that we just get to connect just like this virtually with people from all around the world. It's such a blessing. Focus on what you do have, be more grateful. And when you're in a more of a gratitude state, appreciative state, you attract so much more into your life. And because you're on a more positive vibration, you're not living in a state of lack. North Queensland, Cairns, amazing. Connecticut, where else are we tuning in from on TikTok? Brunswick, New Brunswick. That's in Canada. Charleston. Where's that? SC. Is that in North America or where's Charleston? Charleston? I don't know. California, Adelaide. Steph Joan 21. Hey Luke, happy Sunday on the Gold Coast. What's the weather like there? Because it's getting really annoying. In Sydney, it's been really overcast and rainy for the last few days. Carol's from the UK and she can't sleep. Well, I hope that look, I have to warn you, Carol, that I'm definitely not going to help with your sleeping. I'm going to probably motivate you to get up, do something, but I hope that you feel the connection and I inspire you somewhat or a lot. Vancouver Island, British Columbia. Charleston, South Carolina, SC. Okay, thank you so much. I learned something today. Um, because yeah, I was wondering what SC stands for. Adelaide, that's beautiful. It's sunny there. That's so great. Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. So amazing. Awesome, guys. Well, wet and fucking windy. That's so. That's funny. I love it. Yeah, it's a bit annoying, but it's a bit like life. It's not always going to be sunny. Things are not always going to be the way that you want them to be. And this is the beautiful journey of duality, of darkness and light, of up and down. We go through that journey of the challenge that we're experiencing in life. And that's where the liberation is. That's where the happiness is. That's where the reflection is on, oh, I've just gone through a really rough time and I didn't give up and I persevered and I grew and I learned and I became. And you look back and you go, wow, I'm really powerful. I'm really strong. I'm resilient. If I can go through that, well, what else can I go through? What other challenges are up ahead that I'm going to have to face that I know I'm going to get through because I've been through that kind of shit? And that's something really powerful to have, is your own personal reflection of your life journey and your experience of what you've been through, to know that, man, if you can go through that shit, ain't nothing going to stop you. You can keep pushing and you can keep going further and further and further. Um, it's a blessing to be here, guys. Snowy England is in the house. How you doing? So, guys, please, I'm here to answer your questions. So, fire away. Let me know what's happening in your life. What do you need support with? And I'm going to do my best to kind of pick out what I see on the chat and answer your questions. So, um, go for it. Loving the change coming in me, seeing tons of all repeating numbers every single day. Yeah, look, it's very hard to kind of actually understand how it happens, but again, it's also part of your reticular activating system of your mind. That when you focus on something, somehow you seem to attract more of that into your life, and you see 12, 12, 11, 11, triple three, triple four, and all that kind of stuff. And it's a beautiful thing to be able to have a belief system like that, where you see things and it projects you further in your life. It helps you believe in yourself. It helps you and reminds you of your path and your alignment with what you're believing in and where you're going, and that you're going in the right direction. It's a great system to use. I've used it, and I still use it. I still see. Yesterday I saw 12, 12 twice in the same day. So it's really powerful, and I've always seen 11, 11. Many, many times, all the time. I still see stuff like that. So it's very powerful. Um, yes, Iron Man behind me. Again, life is really about being your own superhero, showing up for yourself, having your own back, and being the hero of your story. That's what you're here to do, because a lot of the times we ain't driving. We're not in the driver's seat. We're not the captain of our destiny. Other people are controlling us, manipulating us, and the world is very dark and it's trying to hold you down. And this is why I'm here to help you to lift yourself up, to connect more with your greatness so you can live your dreams, live your purpose, and step more into authenticity, because the truth will set you free. But it's about, stepping out in faith and believing in yourself, which is not easy. I get it. But anyway, let's go back to the question. So, what is happening in your life? What is something that you would like some support with today? What are you struggling with? What's holding you down? What do you feel like you really need help with? Because what you're also going to see as well, when you share, there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh, wow, I'm actually struggling with that too, or that's similar to me. And you're going to find that actually you're not alone. You're not the only one. I think a lot of the times, loneliness, guilt, and I'm overeating, emotional eating. I understand. How are you, Simon? Great to see you. Steph, any tips on pulling yourself out of a spiral in context, taking on personal and work overload, feeling like I need to ground myself more? Um, yes. I mean, sometimes we do take on a little bit too much. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of the times we can actually, we have all the answers, and sometimes we just need that reminder. Sometimes we need the reminder of, like, asking the question there, and for me to say, hey, like, have a look at everything that you're doing and step back and say, what are the most important things for me? What's really my priorities? Maybe I'm doing a little bit too much. I mean, I've done it in the past where I've taken on too much and I've realized that, oh shit, um, some of the things that I'm doing actually are not as important as some of the other things that I know I need to do. And I need to stop doing the things that are not so important and focus on what's going to get me the results that I'm after. What do I focus on more so that I can harness myself to be in more of a flow state, in more of my empowered state, in more of my control? Because that's what you want to have. You want to have control. And when you get overwhelmed, right, what happens when you normally get overwhelmed is you want to fall back and you want to give up and it's too much and you're just like, fuck this, I can't do it anymore, right? So being able to just ask a question, being able to just show up and actually be honest with yourself and say, hey, you know what, I'm I need a break. I need to reset. And sometimes it's very healthy. Have a look at how much you're sleeping. Have a look at whether you're exercising. What are you eating? What kind of people are you surrounded by? Your energy, okay, your proximity. What's in your proximity? What are you watching every single day? What are you fueling your mind with? How are you using your energy? Remember that your energy is currency and it's expensive. Okay. So don't just give your energy away. Remember, if you're communicating with someone, make sure you're giving and you're receiving. That person that you're communicating with is adding value to your life. You're not just depleting yourself constantly, right? So, again, self awareness and you having the ability to actually be more conscious and intentional with where you invest your energy, how you spend it, how you are in control of your life every single day. Because there are people out there that unconsciously are draining you. They're lowering your vibration. They ain't helping you grow and they're not supporting your positive lifestyle that you're trying to aspire to achieve. Having the ability to ask questions like this, share, be vulnerable, this is how you transform, and this is what this whole journey of excelling and reaching, living to your ultimate potential is all about. It's about being honest with yourself. Stop bullshitting yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Be impeccable with your word. When you say something that you're going to do it, fucking do it. Stop saying shit and then after a week falling off and saying, oh, don't worry about it. It's not important or I'm not going to do it. It's too hard, right? Stop making excuses. You can have reasons or results. You choose. Sometimes you got to get aggressive with life. You got to fight back because life will fucking knock you down, right? And you got to push. You got to show up and you got to say, you know what? I can take this shit. I can keep going. Sometimes you got to be triggered. Sometimes you got to feel that pain. Sometimes you got to be pushed and kicked on the floor. Sometimes you got to be broken. How do you make a glow stick glow? You break it. The wound is where the light enters, and it is the pain that we turn into power. It is the stress, the pressure is how we create a diamond. It's the pressure that you need to be pushed and pushed and pushed before you say enough is enough. I'm going to show up for myself. I'm going to say yes to me. I'm going to say yes to myself. I'm going to say yes to my success. I'm going to say yes to putting me as a number one priority in my life. I'm going to say yes to filling up my cup first before I go and help others. I'm going to say yes to building myself. I'm going to say yes to being overflowing with self-care. It's not selfish. You can have reasons or results. Honestly, not sure how to break away from the person who is bringing down my vibration. Again, the truth of communication. Okay. You can also, it's not always about just saying, you know what, that's it, that person's gone out of my life. It's about communication. It's about letting that person know how you feel and what you need and whether or not they can actually change. And you need to actually witness the changes. It's not about speaking the changes because actions speak louder than words, but it's a experience of, okay, we've talked about this before. Nothing's changed. Things are still the same and you need to make decisions. Okay. Because this is where you really look around you at your environment because your success mostly depends on your environment. Okay. And how protective you want to be over your positivity, over your positive vibration, over your growth, over your constant evolution of your life You want to pay real close attention. And if there are people in your proximity that are lowering it, that are draining you, that are negative, that are pessimistic, man, this is where you become a lot more self aware of that. And you ask yourself some questions and say, well, how much longer am I going to allow this in my life? How much longer am I willing to continue? Because what you allow persists. And remember that what you are not changing, you are choosing. And the difficult part about this, especially relationships, is there's a level of guilt that you feel. And there's also an emotional attachment that you create as you live because you have these certain expectations. You attach yourself to this certain vision of how life should be, but then it doesn't turn out that way. And you kind of even find it difficult to actually be honest that it hasn't worked out that way. That's what I believed. We're kind of ignorant. We're in our comfort zone, and change is uncomfortable. It's not easy to step out of what you've known and what you're used to in order to get what you deserve and be where you know you should be, right? And you let me know, guys, in the chat, um, who here feels like they should be at a certain level of success by now, but they're not. Or, you really thought that you'd be a lot more happier by now. Maybe you thought you'd be a lot more successful. Maybe you thought you'd have a better job. Maybe you thought that you would be in a healthier relationship. Maybe you thought that you'd be a lot further ahead in life by now. Maybe you thought that you'd have that nicer car by now, or maybe you would be married by now. Maybe you thought you'd have kids by now. Maybe you thought you'd have that house by now, that better job. How many of you feel like that in your life right now? Let me know in the chat. Because I know that that's something that, is challenging at the same time. It's like, yeah, we have these expectations of where we should be by now. And because we're not, right, we feel less than. We feel like we're not good enough. We feel like life's not going our way. We feel like the world is against us. We feel like there's something wrong with us. We don't feel enough. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you because I felt like that for many years. Hey, Jen, thank you. My dancing, there's a lot more dancing coming, that's for sure. Um, I thought I would be a healthier relationship, partly my fault because I don't feel like I'm showing up enough. I'm single and I realize everything is just made up. Look, there's always room for improvement, okay? And it's really getting honest with yourself. If you're not happy where you are, remember that you're not a tree and you can move. Now, the only reason why we have these expectations is because we compare ourselves to people around us. We compare ourselves to social media, to what's happening around the world, what our family expects. And that's what really we attach ourselves to, this timeline of life, of, the rule book, right? Because there's a specific way that you should live life. By the time you reach 20, you should be doing this. By the time you reach 25, you should be getting married. By the time you reach 30, you should have 2 kids already. So all that kind of bullshit, you know it's rubbish. Your life is really distinct. It's very different. It's very unique. It's not supposed to be how others expect it to be. You're not supposed to follow a rule book. You're supposed to trust yourself and do what's right for you, and know that things are not supposed to work out the same as others. Things are not supposed to work out um, how it has for your friends or for your family, or for how your mum thinks it should work out, or how your dad thinks it should work out. It's really understanding that uh, your life is not to be compared. So just know that If you're in a place where you kind of do feel that way, that's amazing, because it's your ability now to become self-aware and say, okay, wow, I can learn from this. I can see that I'm not where I thought I'd be, and that's okay. You're not supposed to be there, because if you were, then you would be, but you're not. So what you can do is focus on what you want to achieve moving forward from now, because what you do today matters on who you become tomorrow. So when I think about using me for as an example, what am I doing today so that I can be more confident tomorrow? What am I doing today so that I can be a better version of myself tomorrow? Okay, because that's the only person that I compare myself with, is who I was yesterday. So my ability to continue to take action, to continue to speak, to continue to share, to continue to help people, to continue to build my business, to continue to inspire people, to continue to coach my clients, to continue to, um, speak my truth, to continue to be transparent, to continue to sleep well, to continue to exercise, right? I'm preparing myself for that new version of myself tomorrow. And this is something that we need to focus more on who we want to become tomorrow, because who you want to become tomorrow and staying consistent on that journey is who you're going to be in 1 week's time, 1 month time, 6 months time, 12 months time, right? It matters. Every single little piece of action that you take, right? You're programming your mind. So important for you to be aware of that. Be conscious of what you're doing every single day, what you're consuming, what you're listening to, who you're talking to, because your evolution and where you want to go matters on what you do today. I don't compare myself to anyone. I am just happy where I'm at personally in life. That's beautiful. And it's very important. Don't compare yourself to anyone, because you're not everyone. I think you should dance for us. It makes us feel better. um, Joanna, oh man, po polsku by było super. Yeah, I can speak Polish, but I was born in Australia, so my mother tongue is English. Um, so yeah, I agree. Dance. What do you tell? I think it's more important, Joanna, that you start to learn English. How about that? Now you got to go learn English so that I can speak to you, so you can understand everything that I'm saying. Um, what do you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning? The first thing that I do when I wake up in the morning is I look at myself in my mirror and I say, I love you, Luke. Good morning. I'm proud of you. You're amazing. And then I just continue on. Love the dancing. Thanks, Valerie. Appreciate that. And it's kind of the same thing as I do when I go to sleep as well. The last things that I say to myself is, I'm proud of you, Luke. I love you. Again, remember that this is you recognizing your efforts, celebrating yourself, having a relationship with yourself. The one thing that I was always afraid of was myself. I was always running away from me. I never knew that the one person that I was searching my whole life was myself. So I was seeking happiness out externally, whether it was through materialistic possessions, nice cars, branded clothing, um, whether it was through relationships, money, drugs. So seeking external validation and feeling enough because of external accessories. And the moment that I said no more relationships, no more girlfriends, that was the moment where I started to really find me and figure myself out and spend more time with me. And I realized that I was always running away. And part of that was because I compared myself to others, because I looked at other people and I saw them in happy relationships, and I saw them their life going in a specific direction that seemed like it was amazing, and I was like, I wanted that. And that was the point for me where it was like, man, The one person that you haven't spent time with, you haven't got to know, the one person that you've been afraid of this whole time was you. Because it's that fear of the unknown, it's fear of being alone, it's fear of not feeling good enough because you're not in a relationship, because that's what society teaches us. If you're not in a relationship and how do you feel when you go to an event and everyone's got a girlfriend or boyfriend and they're all in, partners, they're all partnered up and you're the only single person. How do you feel? Do you feel like the odd one out? Do you feel like you're enough? Do you like it when people say, "Oh, where's your girlfriend? Or where's your boyfriend? Oh, when are you getting married?" Right? And whatever it is, that could be a different circumstance for you, but you feel like the odd one out, right? How do you feel? It doesn't make you feel good, does it? Makes you feel like you're different, like there's something wrong with you. So I got to tell you that one of the things that I did with those experiences is I basically removed myself because I realized, well, these are not my people. You know, if I continued to surround myself with that kind of an environment, then I was continuously feeling like I was not empowered. It would be different if I went to these environments, to these events, and people would be like, "Oh man, it's so great to see you. How you been? It's so good to see you. What's been happening?" But instead, you get bombarded with questions like, "When are you getting married? How come you're not in a relationship? What happened to your last girlfriend? When are you having kids?" Right? And it's just like, this is, again, be mindful of what you surround yourself with. Be mindful of the conversations that you're having with people. It's this, what you surround yourself with is what you will become. And I was like, this is not me. If I continue to allow myself to be in this space, I'm going to continue to feel shit. I'm going to continue to feel like I'm not good enough because I'm not in a fucking relationship. So you have the power to remove yourself. You have the power to be judged. You have the power to be criticized. You have the power to allow people to misunderstand you. And you have the power to know that no one's opinion of you matters. You ain't here to um, to do things for other people's satisfaction. You're here to do it and show up for yourself and to do what's right for you. Trust yourself. Love yourself enough to not allow other people's opinions of you to stop you from doing what's right for you and living your dreams. And the only reason why I'm doing what I'm doing is because I faced some fears. I faced the things that I was afraid of. And that was being alone, this, like, being in a relationship with myself, saying, hey, you know what? I've always believed that when I find that right girl, I'm going to be so happy, right? When I find that relationship, then I will be happy. And the truth of it was that the universe was constantly presenting me with experiences of rejection, inadequacy. And it just took me a little bit of time to realize that, wow, I'm sure you've heard of the phrase, it's not a rejection, it's just a redirection. And it happened to me constantly. And that's why I say the lesson in your life, the lesson will keep showing up until you learn it. If you don't learn it, it'll keep happening, keep happening, keep happening. And so I had to go through this for years. It kept happening, right? Kept waking up with hangovers, kept using drugs, kept attracting the wrong relationships. And then eventually I realized, and I was like, wow, okay, no more girlfriends. I'm going to have a relationship with myself now. I'm going to spend more time with myself than I do with everyone else. I'm going to love me more instead of loving everyone else more. I'm going to say yes to me more instead of saying yes to everyone else. And that's why I really believe that when you start to love yourself, You start to really do what's right for you. You start to honor your feelings, your emotions, your truth. You start to respect yourself more. And this is where you start to understand yourself, because everybody has something deeper and greater within themselves. It's just that we're so programmed and influenced by the world that a lot of us don't spend enough time with ourselves to actually be able to figure that out. And this is what this journey of self-love, and why it's so powerful, and why I coach this every single day with my clients, is because when you continue to go deeper and deeper and deeper, your life becomes limitless. You become unstoppable, unbreakable, unshakable, and you get into alignment with your destiny. You start attracting healthy relationships, people who are like-minded, on your level. You start to become very aware of what's unhealthy, what's toxic, what's disruptive, what's negative. You don't allow that. You don't make time for that, because you understand the value of who it is that you are and the work that you've done on yourself. And so you protect your energy. You trust your intuition. And anything that's not right for you, man, you understand the notion of let it go so you can grow for real. Because if you ain't growing, you're just surviving. And I'm just wondering, are you here to survive or are you here to thrive? I'm just wondering, what are you here for? Like, why are you here? Are you here to believe in other people's limitations? Are you here for people to tell you that you're not good enough, that you can't win, that you can't be successful, that you can't live your dreams? Are you here to hear that kind of shit, that you're not enough? Or are you here to excel, exceed your expectations? Are you here to be the true embodiment of unconditional love, happiness, joy, peace, contentment, freedom, liberation? That's what you're here to do. You're here to liberate yourself. And the only way you do that is by love. Stepping more into your power of your true essence, of the God in you, the divine in you. Don't get lost in the world, get lost in you. It's not about you eliminating people that are in your life. It's about you protecting the sacredness of who it is that you really are, the gift that you are, the greatness that you have within yourself, and understanding, hey, you're not losing anyone. You're just going to gain the right people into your life. It's important for you to know that, hey, I'm going to release the things that are weighing me down. I'm going to let go of what's draining me, what's holding me down, my suppressed emotions, maybe my trauma, my wounds, what I've gone through in the past that may be limiting me. Or maybe you're not even aware that it's limiting you. And that's why I'm saying, man, when you get rid of the darkness, get rid of the pain, you're in a healthy, safe environment where you can be yourself, where you can take your mask off. This is where you start to heal. You start to transcend. Because then what happens when you start to release, you make more space for blessings and abundance to come into your life. So this is your opportunity to understand the power of love, self-love. Now, I know some people say that it's selfish, but if you don't take care of you, you don't fill yourself up, you're going to constantly be pouring from an empty cup. And the truth of self-love and filling yourself up and taking good care of you is when you feel yourself so much, You pour into yourself, keep pouring into yourself. You overflow. You start to overflow with abundance, overflow with love, overflow with joy, overflow with positivity. And that's why I take a lot of care of myself, my energy, right? I really take a lot of care of me because I want to make sure that I'm always overflowing. When I come and do my lives, I make sure that I'm full, right? I won't go live on my YouTube channel, on TikTok, on Instagram, or with my clients. I will not speak unless I'm full. That's why it's always very important for me to take care of me so that I can show up in my brilliance, in my fullness, in my greatness, so that you can feel the connection. So you know that, hey, I'm looking right at you and I'm speaking to you, only you. And you can feel that connection and you can feel that, wow, fuck, Luke is like, it's like Luke's in my bedroom, Luke is in my lounge, Luke is on my TV, Luke is on my, he's talking directly to me, and you can feel that shit. Because when I speak, I believe it, right? Because I take care of me. So it's important for you to understand the power of self-love and really, really owning that and starting to practice that more and starting to show up more. It's crazy. Hey, I know it's been 36 minutes and I'm like, we're doing Q&A and I've been speaking a lot and I took some questions at the start, but then I just kind of like something just happens to me and I start to take over, or this deeper essence of uh, power just I start to speak and it's just like shit. It's crazy, eh? So I'm just going to slow down and allow some people to ask me some questions, and I'm going to like see if I can keep the answers to like a minute so that I can answer some of your questions. I realized I needed to be me for me. I love that. Guys, if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I do post these lives on a replay as well. So I'm live on YouTube at the moment. If you're not, haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, jump on there. And if you haven't joined me on Instagram and you're on TikTok right now, follow me on Instagram because I do share a lot of my resources and a lot of what I do on my stories on Instagram. So make sure you tune in there as well. Howdy, brilliance. I was working my little job, then saw you pop up. Help me to understand men. I do not understand men at all. What exactly? Give me something specific that you'd like to know, and I'll give you my best advice. Do you meditate? Not really. It's something that you have to tune into. I like doing it sometimes with my clients before we start one of our um, weekly sessions. We might do a 5-minute meditation just to ground ourselves, just to come back to the present moment, just to come back to reality, and just spend a moment in silence. But it's not something I've done it in the past. I meditated when I lived in the Shaolin Temple in China quite a lot, and it's nice to be in a peaceful place. But it's not something that I practice all the time. When I exercise, I love listening to rap music or dance music. Um, but yeah, everyone's different, and yes, it's spoken a lot about personal development, all that kind of stuff. Meditation is the best, and this and this and this. What's the best is what works for you, okay, and how you function. What helps you to be that powerful version of yourself? You need to figure that out for yourself. My purpose is to encourage you to try things, but not to feel as if you are confined to only a specific way, that if this is what he's doing or she's doing, that this is what works for me, because it doesn't. I moved into state 6 years ago from an unfamiliar person I was to become the person I am now. Amazing. So happy for you. I visited Hong Kong. Yeah, I lived in Hong Kong for 7 months back in 2006 or seven, I think it was. Amazing. How do you take care of you? Um, I think some simple things: sleep. Make sure you sleep 7, 8 hours a night. Um, I take care of my mind by listening to valuable information that empowers me, that inspires me, that motivates me, that helps me become a more wiser and empowered version of myself every single day. I watch my own videos. So I listen to my own podcast, the Lukemindpower Show, because I like to motivate and be inspired by who it is that I am. I'm my own number one fan, my own superhero, my own best friend, my own cheerleader. And that's how I celebrate myself. So, like you live every single day, right? And you do the things that you do, right? Like cleaning the dishes, like vacuuming the house, like making your bed, like brushing your teeth, all this shit that you do unconsciously. You don't celebrate it. You think it's just normal. And you should be like, man, I'm so proud of you for taking care of you today. You're amazing. Like you do this without even thinking. Celebrate yourself. Love your podcast. Thank you, Tan. Guys, do me a favor. If you do listen to my podcast, The Luke Mindpower Show, which is available on Spotify, Apple, and all the podcast platforms, and you actually listen to it on Apple Podcasts, do me a favor and leave me a review. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear from you as well. Um, Damn, people are writing and I can't see the questions. They always come up so quick. Can I ask? Can I ask what's your advice for someone who's completely lost in life and has no purpose? I think that's a really powerful question, and I'm going to answer that. Um, the first thing that would come to my mind is to learn to start to love yourself. Yes, you can do that by uh, sending a message to me directly so that I can give you some tips, and obviously, inquire about me being a coach, helping you. But I would say do some research. You know, um, it's as easier for me to share stuff with you, and definitely would be make a more of an impact if I could sit with you and talk to you, because I'd be able to just intuitively figure you out within a good 30 minutes to tell you exactly what's going on in your life and why you're not living your best life, because a lot of it has to do with your environment. A lot of it has to do with your programming, with what you've been through in the past, what you're thinking, the way you think, your mindset, right? Life is a state of mind. Change your mind and you will change your life. Okay. But it's really building a strong foundation and strong loving relationship with yourself, which will align you with your truth and your destiny and you living your best life. But it's because you're out of alignment, because you're not living your best life, and because you're not trusting yourself, because you're not listening to your intuition. It's all the things that you're not doing is why you're not living your best life. And this is something that is so important for you to do, is to understand, just like a tree, just like a beautiful garden, right? How does it thrive? It thrives because it's in a healthy environment. And a lot of what we didn't have when we were children, we had a very unhealthy environment. We didn't have the love, the nurturing, the support, the encouragement, the inspiration, the attention, the validation for us to evolve into really confidence, really living with a high level of self esteem, for us to then step into honoring our truth, believing in ourselves, and doing exactly what's right for us. So there is work that needs to be done, and your self awareness that needs to be amplified as to what are the things that you're doing in your life that are not helping you evolve. So, um, you know, I hope that that gives you a little bit of clarity, but self love is the key. Because if you were to ask me that question 4 years ago, that was exactly where I was, right? I was lost. I was confused. I had no purpose. I had low self esteem, low self confidence. And now I look back and I go, well, what was it, Luke? And I was like, self love. What do you say to someone with no purpose? Start to learn to love yourself. That's the answer. Did you do celibacy? Is celibacy where you don't have sex or something like that? Or you don't masturbate? Is that what it is? I know it's harsh. I've always taken care of others. I can't find my place now. Yeah, well, this is just a reminder to take care of you, because the more you take care of you, the more you can take care of others. And we've been programmed like that, but just to be givers, to always, give to others, help others, do this for them, do this for that. One of the greatest experiences that I had with my sister last year was, she's a mother of 4 children. When I was in China, she reached out to me and she said, "Luke, I need your help. I'm having anxiety attacks and panic attacks." And she went on anxiety medication. And I said, "Look, I don't know when I'm coming back to Australia, but if you need me to come back and you need my help, I will leave and I'll come and live with you for a couple of months so I can help you overcome that." And that's basically what I did. Is I left China, I came back to Australia, I lived with her for 2 months, and I helped her to get back into her flow, rebalance herself, recalibrate herself, heal herself, get off her medication after a couple of weeks, so that she could get back into her power place. And the reason why that was happening in her life was because she was drained, because she's a giver, because she's been programmed that way, to serve and give and give and give and give, but to completely forget about herself. And so her body basically reacted. And that's most of the time, that's what's happening. Your body is reacting to your neglect. So that's why this is so powerful with what I do, because a lot of the times we're just not in sync. We don't have that strong, loving relationship with ourselves, and we're disconnected. So you are more powerful than you can imagine, but it's important for you to pay attention and for you to come back home. And that's why I say, don't get lost in the world, get lost in you. Because the more powerful you are, the more in flow you are, the more in sync you are, the more you love yourself, the more you can show up for others. And that's included in your kids, in the people in your proximity. And that's why this work is so powerful for yourself. The biggest investment that you can make in your life is not in going and learning books and shit. It's learning you. It's investing in yourself. That's the truth. It's the number one most important relationship that you should have in your life, is with yourself. Like, know yourself. Get to know yourself. Like, if you feel like there's something missing in your life, it's because there is, and it's you. I'll say that again. If you feel like there is something missing in your life, something is not right, something's out of flow, something's out of whack, something's not working for you, let me tell you the answer. It's because there is. It's you. So this is just your reminder, just in case you're at that place where you feel like something's off. That's because it is. And this is where you tune into your truth, your intuition. Start trusting yourself a little bit more, paying attention, because that's where I was for many years. That's the truth. I was lost in everybody else's world, what everybody else is doing, saying yes to everyone else, but forgetting about me. And the moment that I looked inwards and I started to love me and say yes to me and pay attention to me and not feel guilty for doing what's right for me, setting healthy boundaries, believing in myself, not allowing the opinions of others to deter or deflect my course of where I'm going, that's when you start to get in alignment. You start going in the right direction. You're welcome, Cherry. Yeah, I care too much of other people's opinions. And yeah, that's okay, because so did I. I used to care a lot. But once you start to really build a relationship with yourself and start to love yourself, slowly, slowly, this will move away. but it's something that you have to practice. You have to show up. You have to practice it and give yourself that love and attention and build yourself so that you can get into more of an empowered state. So you can have more confidence in yourself so that you can start to really be a lot more aware of how to protect your energy, when to give, when not. Sometimes it's more important to say nothing at all, to remove yourself from environments that are unhealthy and toxic. It's all self-love, everything. It's all loving yourself. In terms of men, there's a lot of unhealthy people. We can label them by saying narcissistic, empaths, whatever you want to call people. We can put all these labels. But the truth of the matter is, it's just a lot of us, majority of us, are traumatized. We have wounds. We were not raised in perfect, healthy, empowering, positive, uplifting, encouraging, validating environments. So we evolve into what we're not. We evolve into the expectations of others. We evolve into living on a a lower vibration, limited mindset, limiting beliefs. So we conform to what other people think of us and want us to be. So this is where you understand your healing. This is where you understand your responsibility, right? To show up for you and say, okay, there's no one to blame. There's no one to blame. It's just you put your hand up and say, hey, I'm going to take full responsibility of my life. I'm not going to wait for someone to come and save me. I'm not going to wait for someone to come and heal me. I'm not going to go and tell my parents, you should have done this, you should have done that. No, they did the best that they fucking could. So now it's your job to put the pieces of the puzzle back together. Because in a perfect world, you would have been whole, and then you would attract someone who is vibrating on your frequency, who also is whole. But that's not the case. We're broken. So in order to attract better, you need to become better. How do you become better? You put yourself back together. Your responsibility. Invest in yourself. Show up for you. Be hungry. Feel that pain. Use that deeper desire within yourself to say, hey, I'm not going to just stop. I'm just not going to waste time anymore. I really want to make the best of my life. I really want to make the rest of my life the best of my life. That's for real. I'm not going to sit in my sorrows anymore. I'm not going to complain anymore. You can have reasons or results. You choose. So my purpose, of course, is at the moment I work with a lot of women. I coach a lot of women to build self-love so they can live their dreams, so they can step more into their power. But I'm also knowing that there's a lot of men out there that need my help because I was unhealthy once too. And you could call me narcissistic, manipulative, controlling, demanding, dominating, whatever you want to say. And whatever it is, whatever labels you want to call. Everything is a label, right? But I just like to say it's just unhealthy. What I believe is healthy is positive, encouraging, supportive, understanding, empathetic, compassion, love, love, love. When you come from a place of love, you thrive. Because you say, hey, if I loved you so much, what the fuck would I do? I would follow my heart. I would trust myself. I would live my dreams. I would live my truth. I would do my best because I love me enough I love me enough to show up, to do what I believe in, to take action. I love me enough to put myself first, to put my emotions and my feelings above that of somebody else who I feel guilty for speaking my truth because I'm going to hurt their feelings. And then I diminish myself. I put myself beneath. One step at a time. One step at a time. You can achieve it. I'm just here to remind you. Guys, it's been a blessing to tune in. It's been a blessing to be here with you guys. I hope you're having an amazing day, night, evening. If you're watching this on a replay, big shout out to you. If you're watching this on YouTube, please leave me a comment. Let me know that you're watching. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, check it out. It's an amazing place. It's got a lot of amazing content on there. I also share a lot of my podcasts there as well. And if you do listen to the Lukemindpower show on Apple Podcast, leave me a review. Let me know your thoughts. And let me know what you're struggling with or what you need support with or what you'd like me to talk about. I really look forward to reading your feedback on the Apple Podcast platform. And lastly, if you're interested in joining my Facebook community, which is called the Dream Chasers, you can simply click the link in the description below on the YouTube channel, or you can click the link in my profiles on TikTok and Instagram, and you will find the link to the Dream Chasers directly there. And join the community because, again, with whom you surround yourself with is whom you become. And it's a beautiful blessing to be surrounded by so many amazing people that are choosing to, add more positivity into their life. And there's a lot of things that I say in terms of what is powerful for you so that you can evolve and grow and transcend and excel and continue to move to that higher place. And one of them is positivity is a superpower, because when you feel positive, it's like gratitude, right? Practice gratitude, practice appreciation, come back to reality, get out of the future, get out of the past, come back to reality, right? And appreciation and gratitude, because it helps you to be more on a positive vibration. And when you're feeling more positive, what the fuck do you want to do? You want to live your dreams. You want to do what's right for you. You want to do things. You want to take action. You want to grow. But when you're having depressive experiences, when you're feeling low, what do you want to do? Fuck all. You don't want to do shit. You want to sleep all day. You don't want to get up. You're not inspired. And that's why I say, man, positivity is a superpower. Like, people want power. I used to use drugs to empower me, made me feel more confident. I didn't know how to be confident unnaturally. So that's why I love to do what I do, is because this is a natural high. And that's my purpose, is to help you achieve that as well. If you're interested in my coaching programs, you can also direct message me on Instagram, or there is a link in the description below on my YouTube channel, which will send you directly to my Facebook page, and you're able to message me through the Lukemindpower business profile there as well. And you can basically just let me know that you're interested, and I'll happily share with you a little bit more information on how you can get started in my 20-week program, so that you can take your life to where it's meant to be. And you hang out with me a lot more as well, which again adds to your environment. Remember, the biggest investment that you can make is in yourself. With whom you surround yourself with is whom you become. And if you want more positivity and more success in your life, you know exactly what you need to do. Guys, it's been a blessing. I'll talk to you probably tomorrow. Take some more action, grow a little bit more, and move one step closer towards your best freaking life. Remember that if no one's told you lately, you are amazing, you are extraordinary, you are so enough. And if there's anyone that's telling you that you can't do something, or you can't be somebody, or you can't live a better life, or you can't attract, all they're showing you is their limitations. So don't believe in them. Believe in yourself. trust yourself, and keep moving north, because that's where you belong. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out. YouTube, you're amazing. Keep believing in yourself. Check out my niece in the background, and there's other people that were, and Geo was coming and saying hello while I was speaking. I'll talk to you soon. Hope you enjoyed that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll talk to you soon. Peace out.